welcome back to Lilies of Ambleside and our second instalment of our online wreath making course. So in our last video you'll have your wreath that we made, and then you should have your nice selection of greenery that you've been and foraged responsibly. You want to have your greenery into nice sizes like little hands to make it so much easier when you're wiring them on. Same with your Q press. Cut these up. And again with your strobus as well, your pine of strobus. When we're putting these onto the moss frame, what we try and do, make sure that as we wire on, we wire over the branches so that it secures it nice and tightly onto the moss frame. Greenery tends to, as it dries out, it will shrink. So by going over these branches and following the process all the way around, it will help to keep it nice and secure and not fall apart on your door. So we get our real wire again and attach it to your frame. We do that, we'll just push it into the frame, the moss frame, and go over a couple of times just to secure it on. And here we are, ready to start. So if you get some of the greenery, I'm going to start with the blue spruce. And like I say, go over in between the branches. Then selection of other ones put together, and we're going to again just go over, and we're just going to work our way round the frame with our little bunches of greenery. Just make sure you do pull it nice and tight in between. If you pull it really tight and it snaps the wire, just like we did earlier, just take it off, back round, insert it into the moss, and then start this again with into the moss, inserting the end. When I start doing my frames, I just love the smell of all the pine and things. It's just like, just makes me always think that it's starting to feel like Christmas. I won't sing, you're okay. So I'm just going to go round with these greenery bits, like so. And if you want to, we can always add in some other bits, like these. Again, make sure you go over the branches to secure it into situ. And you don't need to cut them short. We've got a nice little chunky bit on there that looks really cute, works really well. And just overlap them as you go along, so we've got no holes and empty spaces. Might even put a little bit of holly in there actually. Put a bit of holly. Quite prickly this stuff is. So again, just trimming it. And then we can insert it in. Just need to put a little bit of something else on there first, I think. And again, go over the leaves of the holly as well as round the branches of your greenery. Continue all the way round. So halfway already. Once you start, it's quite a quick process. you're not sure whether it'll work or not, put it on, maybe have a little bit of a play, turn it round, cut it down. You're working with a natural product, remember, doesn't have to be perfect. Mother Nature isn't perfect. I am, but Mother Nature isn't. Well, that's what I tell my husband anyway. Oh, thought I lost my rail wire then. Camouflaged away. I would normally be doing this on a much bigger bench, and this is quite a small bench. I like the space. Okay, almost there. This last little bit. Okay, so the last bit there, again, just cut it off and return it back into the moss. And there we have our frame. So now at this point, let's just clean that off there. We can now, if you want to, we can either add some of your eucalyptus if you want something a little bit special in there. You obviously don't want to make too much of our eucalyptus because it isn't very cheap. So we could always put something like that in. If we were adding eucalyptus, with this I would trim the end and I would insert this into the moss. Insert that end into the moss, and then it'll help keep it hydrated because eucalyptus does tend to dry out. The other greeneries we've got in here, the evergreens, do last really well out of water. Eucalyptus, not so much. So we could take that round and add that into there. Thread it through. And then we could always secure it into place with mossing pins. So what I'm going to do with the mossing pin is just go over the stem of the eucalyptus and insert it into the frame, and that secures it in there. We could also get the trails of ivy, and we do the same thing again with those. Just insert the end into the moss. And then just trail it round. There are bigger wire frames that you can purchase. We just always use the 10-inch because you can always make them bigger with your greenery. And it tends to be the right size for most doors as well, to be honest. Put a little bit more of the ivy in there. Into there, into the moss, insert it in. And then, again, bring it round and secure it with a moss pin. So this is one of our natural wreaths, just using the different foliages. We'll be making it in the next workshop. We'll make one that does include more of things like your cinnamon sticks and oranges and orange slices and things. But for this one, we're just keeping it quite simple and affordable. So there we've got that with some of the ivy going around there. If you want to at this stage, we can add some cones to it. If you want some nice natural cones, to add a little bit of texture to it, a little bit of interest, but still keeping it natural. The cones to wire, you need one of your 90 stub wires, which are available from florists, and then take it around the petals of the cone, bring it together and twist to secure it. You then got the tail, which you can then insert into the moss and your greenery. Take that through and return it back up into the back of the moss, like so. Other items you can use, we've got the lotus seed heads again. If you just take your stub wire through, bring it down like a little hairpin and twist to secure it onto the wire. And again, we just take that through the moss. And return it like so. So they're all nicely secured into place there.